Hey family, welcome back to the channel. I'm your boy Cutting Edge 50, and this is one-on-one with Cutting Edge 50. You're new to the channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Today, man, we got another video of you and kind of a live screening. I don't know if y'all seen the Madison Square Garden. I guess it was a Trump rally. Like I said, I didn't watch it before, but one guy who I like to watch is my guy Hulk Hogan. I know he's been caught up in all kind of controversy, and the media make you believe whatever you want to believe, but this was kind of funny to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that. Hopefully, y'all out there staying blessed, staying safe, and staying healthy out there. We know this election is gonna divide you in either way, any deception, any alternative motives they may have. We don't know, but just vote whatever you feel like voting. I mean, that's your own private vote. But just don't let it divide you. Don't let it split you up from your family, friends, because they have different belief systems, because they see things a different way. We can only make decisions on our own perception, the way we lived our life, from the knowledge that we have. So let's go ahead and enjoy it. Either way they go, whoever win or lose, it's not going to immediately take place. It's not going to immediately change our lives. We still got to live together. We got to communicate. We got to work together. We still got to walk this journey together, whether we right or wrong, we can still agree to disagree. But hey, with that, let's go ahead and get started.
Tell you something, Trump-Maniac. Welcome to the house that Hulkamania built. You know something? Usually, when I'm in Madison Square Garden, I'm body slamming giants. I'm winning world heavyweight titles, and I'm cracking people over the heads with steel chairs. And the energy in Madison Square Garden is off the Richter scale. But today, Trump-Maniacs, the energy in here is something like I've never felt. The energy of all these Trump-Maniacs is the most powerful force in the universe. And today, this is Donald Trump's house, brother. You know something, Trump-Maniacs? I don't see no stinking Nazis in here. I don't see no stinking domestic terrorists in here. The only thing I see in here are a bunch of hard-working men and women that are real Americans, brother.
And let me say that, man, I don't care if you for Kamala or Trump. Like I said, I like Hulk Hogan. I always thought he was hilarious. Like I say, we know he's a actor. I don't really agree with celebrities supporting these politicians, stuff like that, because they can be persuaded either way, favors, you name it. That's just the world we live in. But I do respect the fact that whether you for Kamala or Trump, the passion that people have for voting for what they believe is right, coming together on these issues to elect whatever person they want to elect, I think it's an amazing sight. But I also wish that we can actually come together in other scenarios that we're passionate about, when it comes to health and wellness, when it comes to protecting kids, when it comes to safety, when it comes to workers' wage, when it comes to just our health and wellness system in the U.S. We all know malpractice issues. We all know obesity issues. We all know that the food is not properly, like in every other country, the dyes and everything else, the chemicals that they put in their foods, the pesticides that they're spraying on our plants, the inability for small businesses to get money and stuff like that, the high taxes, being taxed on your wages regardless. We know inflation, which can be stopped immediately at any time, but that's just the world that we live in. If we actually stand together, besides politics and real life issues that affect us day to day as human beings, I think we can change the world. Will that ever happen? You share your thoughts, comment below, and let me know what you think. But I always look at things through a different lens. I see these things. I'm not for politics, but I can see both sides of the story. Certain things, like I say, I can't go against my own biblical principles because that's my personal beliefs. I done been close to death too many times to ignore what God has in store for me. But that's my own perception. That's my own life. So still, I'm not going to criticize nobody on their personal belief. That's just it's not logical for me. But I can understand why other people do it. I just don't agree with it. But let's go ahead and continue.
You know, when I hear my president and our president, Donald Trump, speak, he sounds for real, brother. He sounds like he has a heart of gold that's all for the USA. But when I hear Kamala speak, it sounds like a script from Hollywood with a really, really bad actress. You know, Kamala is responsible for the border crisis, and Kamala is also responsible for inflation. And then you know something? She acts like she's the victim. And then all of a sudden, she flips, she flops, she spins and turns it around and acts like she's going to be the damn hero.
And I agree with him on that last part, but I don't think she's responsible for the border crisis. I don't think she's directly responsible for the inflation, even though she was in the House and her administration is the cause for it. But no president, no vice president, they're not doing anything out of the script, like he said, out of what the people of power want to be done. You got to think the House, the Senate, everything else that comes into play with making these rules, understand that you don't think they have enough smart people working for the government. Like I said, I done worked for the government and law enforcement over 25 years. You don't think they have people, think tanks and stuff like that going through all kinds of scenarios like we did with the pandemic, everything else that goes in what's going to happen, what's going to the cause for it, just like these drills that we always run. You don't think they know with all this immigration what's going to happen ahead of time? Even you can go in AI and all this other stuff and put in something, and they can tell you what the algorithm says is going to happen 2-3 years or whatever, 4 years down the line. So I don't put the blame on one person. They're just a head figure. They're just a scapegoat for the problems that we have in the US. So share your thoughts. Let me know what you think about it. Do you agree with them on certain things, or you disagree on the other things on that? Do you hold presidents, vice presidents, or even that administration, whether you agree with them or disagree with them, what the problems that we are faced, or you think that the people of power, the businesses and everything else are responsible for it? And what is the reason why?
But we all know Trump is the only man that can fix this country today. And with Trump as our commander-in-chief, peace through strength will fix all the problems in the Middle East. You know, I've been coming to this building month after month after month, and I've seen sold-out crowds over and over again for over 40 years. And for 40 years, I've always asked the question, what you gonna do? Over and over and over again, what you gonna do? Well, today, after feeling the energy in this building, I finally got the answer. And the answer is vote for Trump. So now I got a couple questions for you. What you gonna do about the border invasion? What you gonna do about inflation? What you gonna do about keeping America safe, brother? And what you gonna do about putting God in our homes, in our country, and our schools? So I guess we're all on the same page. So I got one final question for you. What you gonna do, and who's gonna make America great again? God bless Donald Trump. He's our next president.
Like I said before, man. Like I said, I like Hulk Hogan. I always think it's amazing when I get to see this guy do something. And that's just coming from my own biases, opinion, because I was a wrestling fan. I grew up watching Hulk Hogan on movies, television, you name it. I grew up watching this guy. And I know it was a script. I know he's a entertainer, as they said.
Do you know deodorants don't actually stop sweat? Deodorants use fragrance to conceal body odor, which is the same thing as spraying perfume on your armpits. The problem with this is that it doesn't stop the source of the odor. You can think of it as a three.
Like I said, I hate when that stuff do that. But like I said before, man, I like him. I do agree with what he's saying. The president, he's going to allow, I don't guess, religion back in schools, but having Bibles, I don't even know, y'all. They took most of the Bibles out the hotel, school. You don't talk about it. But I think we need it back in our schools and households and stuff like that. But that's just the world that we live in. It is becoming an ungodly nation if you even look at it from a different lens from the outside looking in. Other countries I talk to, other people from other countries who I talk to, they look at America as different. They think we're in trouble. They think we're going down. We're not who we think we are when it comes to nations. We're not the smartest no more. We're not the most powerful. We're the most perceived to be free, but that comes at a cost. Yes, we got technology. Yes, we got this and that, but we're not even the most technological advanced nation in the world. You look at Japan, China, all these AI stuff they use and all this, and they in the future all way further than we can imagine when it comes to technology. When it comes to education, look at their kids, what they do. They got physical fitness in elementary school, middle school, stuff like that. It's just a different lens that we look at life like we going through. I don't think we're better than nobody else. That's just me, my own person, because all of us are humans. We get caught up in this black, white, sexual orientation, all this other placism, status. We want to be better than other people, but we still walking this on our walk together. We still facing the same challenges that everybody else face. We still being judged or looked at or criticized for walking or living our life the way that we want to live it for whatever reasons. You know, everybody's entitled to opinion. I can just say stuff like this when I started doing these videos, even though I'm in the health and wellness, and I just want to help educate others and stuff like that. You're going to gain followers, you're going to lose followers. Everybody's not going to agree on the same topics. But that's what makes life so amazing. We all living and experiencing the same life at the same time, and we see things a lot differently because of our own life experiences, because of our own judgment, because of our own perceptions. Just think about that. Political views, family views, what did that matter about when we trying to have respect for somebody else? You're going through the same struggles. You still got to pay rent. If you're adult, we have the same exact struggles and possibly goals. We want to provide for our family. We want to live stable. We want to be able to enjoy each and every day with our family. We want to just spend quality time, provide. We don't want to be stressed out about financial aspects that we have to live our life. We want to just live a peaceful life. We don't want violence. We don't want trouble, and just to enjoy each and every day. We want to see others succeed when they might be struggling. That's just human nature, man. I don't think none of us at the core are evil, but we can be if pushed in the corner, backed into other situations that we're not comfortable with. We can make mistakes. We can be judgmental at times. I myself personally, I try to prevent any of that. I know that both sides, that anybody is capable of doing anything if you're pushed too far. So even though I can agree to disagree when it comes to politics and views and standpoints, I can see where other people is coming from. That's why I say I don't believe that politics and religion or faith can mix. I don't think it can, because the only thing when we hear politics, we hear dirty politics. When money is involved in it, when other aspects that is involved in it, where we may know or don't know, or people who have the power, everything can be corrupted when it comes to a certain extent. I don't think too many people are uncorruptible out there. That's why you see some of these athletes who we know are not right, who have been in the limelight of doing things wrong, going for certain aspects of it. They might be voting for this political candidate. They might be voting for this one. And we don't know the reasons why, but we can all see that maybe they're friends, maybe they actually know somebody, or maybe they're passionate about whatever they believe in. We can make our own observations and decisions based on what we see, but we don't know the truth itself unless they come out for it and explain it for themselves. We know when certain things are not right, though. You saying you respect women, you do this and that, but your actions is going against whatever you say you stand for. Like I said, all of us are contradicting to many things because of our beliefs, because of our opinions or perception, because of maybe we have feelings for somebody else. We can be contradicting at times, but that's human nature. That's human. So I say, even though I say before, I like Hulk Hogan, so I'm biased in the opinion that I like him. That's not necessarily meaning that I agree with everything he said, which I didn't. Certain things we can be wrong and still say the right things at times. I know it's the messenger who give messages out that we might not agree with, even if they're telling the truth. I done seen this for a fact, and some people are like, "Hey, I'm voting for Kamala because she's black." Do I believe she's a person of color, but she's not an African American? She's not a Black American here, but a person of color, of course. I think women, people in India itself. I done dated or talked to people from India itself. I believe they are persons of color. They are looked at, judged for their pigmentation and stuff like that. I believe this, but I still believe that it's the only one human race. So that can tell you a whole lot about me. I don't believe in the divide and stuff like that because we all got two legs, two arms, whatever the case may be. Our perceptions might be delusional from whatever reason. We could be persuaded either way at any minute by the way we live our life, by the influences that we have coming in. I mean, that's just the way we live and what affects us. But that's not changing the fact that there's only one human race. So I'm always show love. I'm always show peace. I'm always try to stay positive at all costs. I'm not going to be judgmental because you disagree with me or you agree with me. I'm still not going to be judgmental or biased because of that. I'm going to share my opinion, share my life, and I'm going to still just talk to people with respect regardless. Now, respect is given and respect is earned. So even with that being said, I'm never going to let nobody disrespect me. That just ain't going to happen. I'm never going to disrespect nobody else. I can always end a conversation. I can always ignore a conversation or just keep it moving. But that's the options that we have. I don't think that people can be negative over and over and over and you ignore it and don't speak back to them and give them power. They can't just keep doing it. I used to learn this when I was going through racism and stuff like that from the South down low. My pops and my grandmother on that side always say, kill them with kindness. And it worked for me so far all in this life. I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm going to just do whatever I need to do in my power, whatever I can control. I'm going to stick to it. But I'm going to kill them with kindness. I'm never going to be negative because now I'm stooping down to that level. Could it be a positive? Could it be a negative? It's just all on your perception. But hey, I'm just rattling on and on. I appreciate y'all for following us on this journey. Share your thoughts. Share your thoughts on the video. Let me know what you think. I'm going to go ahead, like I said before, y'all normally see me getting this health and wellness. Time for me to get healthy. I've been swimming a little bit more lately, like an hour a day when I can. Just coming off this mini vacation. But it's a monster in that pool. That's a whole different monster. But share my thoughts. Stay healthy out there. Stay fit. Do what you got to do. Comment below and let me know what you think. Hey, it's your boy Cut 50. With that, we out.